but what we do have is a wonderful presentation with encodements, activations, clearings, healings in the actual drawings and art that we'll just let run through as you are watching. Hello, Linda. Welcome, welcome. And I am going to just have you guys here. Please post any questions in the comment box. I'm going to introduce Laurel very shortly. And the topic of what we are indeed going to delve into in the glory of it all, which is, of course, how important it is to take, in taking the risk of trusting our creativity. Because that has, that's the process of freeing our divine being. We're going into a little bit of that right now. Hello, Liz. Hello, Linda. So bear with me while I technologically figure this all out. And hopefully this will show up as it's moving through. Okay, here we go. This is the beautiful Laurel. You get a photograph of this gorgeous, gorgeous soul. And she is also a co-host for those of you that are joining us on the Light Language Initiative with myself and Paula. Laurel is going to be co-hosting with Paula the creativity section of that light language workshop, not to be missed, but there she is there, so you get an impression of her fabulous energy. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Laurel.
Oh, I love it. I love it. There's a part of me that goes, oh, really me? But I'm taking it. Thank you. I am fabulous.
You are fabulous. From my mouth to the words out. And
yeah, to my heart.
This is the little introduction here, my loves. Who is Laurel Davis? She's elusive. We can't see her, but who is she?
Oh, mysterious.
She, of course, is a channel, a major channel. I will say that from personal experience, and an energy facilitator. And she has over 30 years experience with this, playing with magic and spirit through traditional pathways, shamanism, energy healing, all the types of channeling. And now, of course, how we connected is via light language and sound. She's a sound healer as well, bringing through powerful, powerful codes in writing, in art, in song, in movement, I'm sure, and spoken. And I have found that her light language and art really, 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 and this is within me, they evoke that sense of joy, spirit that's full, flow, creative expression, play, 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 explore, 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 all aspects that we be. And as I've written down here, Laurel, your essence brings light to earth and all beings everywhere. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so, so much. There's my little introduction of you. How does that feel?
Honored. I feel honored, and I find I'm blooming. I feel like energetically I'm blooming from all this wonderful praise. Thank you
Aww.
so much. And I accept it. I accept it. I accept it all. Thank you.
Good, good.
And I want to say hello to everybody's here. I'm not on Facebook, so I can't see who's in the various groups that are on with us. But I want to say I can feel your energies, even though I don't know your names. And I want to thank you so much for coming and being willing to play and open your hearts and your minds to experience this. It's so wonderful. Thank you.
So true. I'll tell you who I'm seeing pop up right now. We have Paula. Hi, Paula.
Yay!
And we have Elena. My beautiful.
Wonderful.
I love Elena. And of course, she's got magic in her bones all over the place. Liz, I mentioned, and Liz is the lady that we've seen in Star Tribes of Light, folks.
Liz Rock.
Yes. And
Yeah.
her written transmissions are
What
powerful.
a powerful creator. Yes.
Yep, absolutely, Liz. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. And Sandy is joining us. My darling, hello, how are you? And Mairead, who we had yesterday on with us, she's here as well.
Oh, yes. Amazing energy.
Ooh,
so much love.
Yeah.
There's just so much love here. It's just,
we're
I'm
lucky.
just flying in it and playing and bathing and yummy.
Beautiful. So I'm doing this little, with Laurel now, this little PowerPoint presentation. A lot of the work is Laurel's. Some of the work, my loves, because you might recognize, some of you might go, oh, I think that's mine, from the Light Language Workshop. I've just taken a couple to put in here. Some of you have referenced, some of you haven't, so forgive me. I was putting this together yesterday as quickly as possible, and some of it's my own as well. And I think there's one or two I pulled from the Google, let's say. So this is going to be a presentation, but more than that, we're just presenting to let you receive the codes. This is a chat, a discussion, and we're going to have a little feel into it a little bit more with Laurel, okay? This has come from the spirit, from Laurel's spirit, how important taking the risk of trusting our creativity is in our process of freeing our divine being. Would you like to lead the way, Laurel, before I begin any more on this? Like, what brought
Oh,
that to you?
I don't know. It was something you said in your chat message to me, and that's this kind of what I do. I'm not a deep meditator. I found that just being in my present moment is the best meditation I can. And my response was this when I wrote you back. So I just trusted that it felt right. And that's why I call myself a channeler rather than something else, a healer, blah, blah, blah. It's because I, I learned that trusting what comes through, and when my heart blooms with it, I know it's the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, in essence, what that says is if you trust your heart, it will tell you exactly what to express and how to express it, and it will guide you to express it in the highest possible frequency and for the highest benefit of whoever it's for, whether it be you or you're working with someone else or you're sending it out to the world that needs it. That act of deliberately saying, I trust my heart, which is uh, the love aspect of your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I say honestly and freely, I can't draw. Don't know a thing about it. I don't, it's like if I actually try to literally draw something, I look at it and go, ew. My mind is a great critic, but my heart is such a loving, supporting encourager. So that's what I do. I was talking to Mary earlier about metadoodling or meditate
That's
doodling.
it. Yeah.
That
I love
I
that word, meta doodling, meditate
really,
doodling.
yeah. And I just uh, I don't know if any of you have a drawing application, but there's a number of them that are quite good. I will advertise Krita a little bit because that's the one I use, and it's free. You can just download it, and it has all these delightful attributes. One of which is, ew, I don't like this. Delete. But the other is you can make things from your heart. You can make energies. And if you're willing to open yourself up to your divine self, your soul self, the galactic energy, the nature energy, the Mother Earth energy, whatever it may be that you feel archangelic today, you can bring that through. And it's an energetic experience, and invite those aspects of your being, invite these guides and lovers and friends and family and the like to come through you. And if I often sing or hum while I'm doing it, because it affects the vibration of your energy to make a sound resonance. Sometimes I speak like language while I'm drawing or painting or writing. Sometimes it comes through very precisely, and sometimes it comes through in great smooshy colors. And at the end of each one, I realized after doing it for a while that I don't have to like it, but I have to love it.
Mm.
And there's really a difference because it's working for the difference from your mind. This one, for example, is a a journey I did with a friend who, and this is an aspect of herself from many lifetimes ago that's
Mm.
also part of her ancestral line. As you say, see, Naomi is there. I asked her permission if I could put this up because this so expressed her to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not anatomically correct. It's not, you know, it's not all those things. And I could sit and critique it for hours, and I could let it be critiqued for hours. But it is what I felt as I was bringing this woman through.
Oh, I think you've just captured the essence. Like I even have chills feeling
Yeah,
into it. It's like I can feel the smell of her as she dances and swirls by
yeah,
me, you know, the
yeah.
wind of the skirt and light languages enfolding us. It's so immersive. And Naomi, I think any of you will remember, she was the lady we had on 3 or 4 days ago. So they remember her sacred dance talk. And this is, isn't it? Like, isn't that it feels like that sacred dance, Laurel. Was that what you were sensing when it came through?
No, actually, it was, we were doing a past life journey,
Aha.
and this is where we centered on. She has, I don't think I'm giving too much away on this. She has a literal ancestor plus a return life in this time, that ancestor returning as Naomi, as Naomi, pardon me, the, that is, she was a Hathor priestess,
Yes.
little bitty tiny woman with this power that just wow. And I think that what this priestess essence of Naomi was doing was saying, here, the Gnost is coming. I'm just giving you the power. I'm letting you remember the tools that I created, and now you can bring that through with even more love and expansion and creativity because we're doing it together. You
Yeah.
know, and 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 that, I mean, how I'm feeling right now, that's really how I do everything, whether it's channeling or writing or drawing or singing or whatever, is I'm an empath to the nth degree. I feel absolutely everything. And I'm feeling it now. You can probably hear the change in my voice.
Yeah.
And I'm now talking with my hands and my body is swaying. And this is what I was doing as I was, you know, I mean, basically, I was doing what you see in the picture while I was doing the channeling and that kind of movement,
Mm.
because that's what I felt. My body was saying this, and when I directly after we finished the call, I went and did several pictures of her.
Do you know what,
Um,
Laurel? This I'm being pinged to say this because last night when we had the call with Mairead, and Mairead's watching, hello, um, during one of the first transmissions, and I think you were the first person I pulled a card for, but the transmission that came through me at the time was Hathor,
yeah,
and the cow and the symbol, you know, that thing over the head. That was what I have never channeled Hathor before. And I'm recognizing, because this is co-creation, everybody, when other souls come to you, you get to tap into their soul essence, their energy, their codes. This is with light language, and it's with soul blueprints, it's with everything. This is why co-creation is so important to get creative in it. I'm realizing that Laurel and Naomi had already brought it through, and all I do was piggybacking on the
yeah,
codes that are
yeah,
here present. Like I'm literally piggybacking energetically, getting downloaded by the codes you and her had just brought through a couple of days before.
right,
It's
right.
incredible.
And that's what this is all about. Not only are we co-creating with each other, our sisters and brothers here, but we're co-creating with the earth. We're co-creating with divine spirit, and we're
Yes.
co-creating with all the angels and the archangels and the unicorns and the galactic beings and the dragons and the elemental. We're co-creating with all of that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
as you let that come into your body, doesn't matter how you express it. It doesn't matter whether, you know, you have perfect pitch as a soprano or whether you can draw like Monet. It
Mm.
doesn't matter. I mean, most of Monet's best paintings were done because he couldn't see very well. You know, he had cataracts, so what he saw was shmeary and beautiful.
So
and give the essence of the magic of the energy.
yeah,
So I mean, this
stream.
is, you know, I was I wanted to bring this up because it really affected me this morning, and I thought it was very pertinent to what we were doing today. I was looking at a space weather site that I like to go to see what's going on with the sun. And apparently, in the early hours of the morning here, a CME came rolling by the Earth, and I was thinking about, what does the Earth do when the sun does something? You know, the sun puts out a solar flare, or it does a co-rotating, whatever you call it, thingy, or it sends out a CME. Or it sends all these sun codes, right? It sends all these sun codes out, and sometimes they're directed toward Pluto, and sometimes they're directed toward Earth. And the Earth makes auroras, right? And the
Mm.
Earth makes Steves. Look them up. They're lovely. They're beautiful, almost indigo blue. And they make sprites, which is this deep ruby red that almost looks like light rain coming down from the sky. Look them up and immerse yourself in that energy. That's what the Earth is doing in response to some of the codes that are coming in. And if you listen, if you stop and you're very quiet and you listen, you can hear them. Or sometimes you can see the codes coming through. But it's also, that's her expression in her way, the way mine is and yours is when you write it down or paint it or drawing it. This is what's coming out from the energy that's coming through, whether it be solar or the great central sun, or from the, it matters not where it's coming from. It can be just from your heart, just an expression of you and your soul wanting to communicate.
Mm.
And 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 there we move back into, this is where the mind and heart have to agree. This is where you have to decide what you produce is as beautiful on the inside and as it is on the outside, and on the outside as it is on the inside. Because this is who we are. We're this expression of our divinity here on earth. We're a absolutely unique expression of our divinity here in the world. Creator is seeing from an amazingly unique perspective. It's only us, only us. And the more we allow that to come through, the more we connect. So I think of it this way: if I honestly channel from my heart and from my spirit, it is perfect. It can't be anything but perfect.
Mhm.
Even if I hit a wrong key, or the line goes the wrong way, or I don't quite like the color, that's all my mind playing the illusion game. It has no validity unless we give it some. So it, in this kind of creativity, as in every other aspect of life, what we decide is how we focus. It's how we perceive. So if I decide that what I am and what I create is beautiful, is loving, is loved, is lovely, is expressing my perfection, then it is. And the
Here.
people who experience it from you will ex- experience it from your perception of yourself and what you're doing.
Right, because that's the energy channeled and funneled through you, no matter how it actually looks. The energy is
Yes,
encoded within it.
exactly.
We lose a lot of that. We're never taught that. And we're actually probably not allowed to think that. It's almost like we're
Oh,
reclaiming our permission to do that again.
exactly, exactly. And it's so very, very important because it's a part of reclaiming our divine truth,
Yeah.
you know, to actually express God, creator, Allah, source, great spirit, whatever you want to call that, that central energy that is creating us so that we can create with it. The more fluid we can be with that, the more accepting, the more loving we can be with that, the more it gains traction. I mean, just in the practical, you if you want to feel good about anything, then the beginning of it is to feel good.
Right.
Simple, not easy, but very simple. It's, when I first started doing light language, it was a couple years ago, several years ago now, because somebody was doing it, not so much voice, but drawing glyphs. And I said, oh, I could do that. Now, grant you, this is after 30 some years of channeling and doing lots and lots of work on myself, but that's not necessary. You can say from any moment that you're experiencing, I can do that. I want to do that. Let's play with it. If I don't like this, it's okay. I'll like the next one. In fact, I think I'll decide to like the next one. And if my 4-year-old did this, what would I say to my 4-year-old? Well, I would put it up on the refrigerator with gold stars all around it and go to every neighbor and every relative who walked through my house, look at what Laurel did. Look at that. Look at that wonderful creation. My mother, bless her heart, when I was in the 6th grade, took one of my uh, cheap paper tempera creations that was made with little sponges of something we were studying. It happened to be a group of monks because we were studying Father Sarah, which is a California thing. And she had it professionally matted and framed and put it on the wall in our living room. And everybody who came in, she said, my daughter did that.
Wow.
And I never liked it. I never liked it. But she taught me to like it.
With this,
she taught me. And we have to be our own mothers now and our own fathers and say, like it.
True to our
Like
own
it.
inner child that's creative.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, was she, in just doing that small act, was she, let's say, part of the pieces that helped you build that trust in your creativity, just simple creativity?
I would say yes. Along with that, for the entire time of my life that she was with me, she said, you can be and do anything you want.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You can be everything. You're beautiful and you can be everything. And she showed up at everything at school, and all of my stuff went on the wall. And when she passed, I was in my early 30s when she passed, and she had it all still in the cupboard up above her closet. She had every painting she had ever saved, and
Wow.
every really bad piece of clay that I she didn't save every little thing, but she saved what appealed to her. And I thought, that's been sitting there in her cupboard, being a place in my life that's loving me and supporting me for all these years, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know she kept those things.
Yeah.
So yes. Other things, not so much. But in that, yes, she was amazing.
I love that. I feel like that type of nurturement with creativity is being called upon all of us right now, for our own selves, but also for every man, woman, and child coming in. It was something I told you I let you know what was happening before I came on to the presentation. A lot of my great thinking's done on the toilet.
I think that's a divine truth.
It's not politically correct or probably proper to say it, but I'm being frank,
yes,
everybody.
Absolutely. We're changing the world. So it's now proper to say, listen, when I'm sitting and contemplating my bowels on the toilet is when I get my best ideas. That's what Einstein said. Lots of
It's
people,
so
yeah.
true. I wonder, is it even, I know we'll get back to what we're talking about, but is it even the fact where there's evacuation, there's a vacuum to allow pure thought processes in?
Isn't that
Create an
true?
energy vacuum.
Yeah, when you clear yourself, what's the first thing you do when you clear yourself? You fill yourself back up with light, right?
Right. And
No,
it's one of
so
the things I tell the ladies on the light language course is that I know you all were laughing. Every time you pee, you bless it. You say thank you, you bring it back to the earth. Every time you poop, do the same thing. And you put codes and it goes back into the earth and creates that fertility. It's not waste. It doesn't become waste anymore. You've just reprogrammed it.
I
So
love that. I love that. And with bleeding as well.
with bleed, we spoke about that, you and I, didn't we, with the bleeding?
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, with bleeding as well.
Yeah.
It's very important. And all of that changes the perspective. And that's what this is all, whether it be writing or peeing or singing or dancing or shitting or whatever. It's are we blessing our generative nature?
Yep.
Are we blessing our being?
Creation.
It's that little lovely little meditation we were talking about before we got on, where you bring in your faith, and you bring in your faith through the top of your head and into your third eye, and from your third eye you send it down to the root, and you bring the faith in there, and you say, I am safe. I am safe to be abundant.
Mm.
And you come up to your sacral and you say, I am safe to be creative. And I am creating and I am co-creating with the divine. And you bring it up and you say, I am powerful and I have the faith in my own power. And in my power, I know I'm safe and I know I'm abundant and I know I am co-creating. And you move up to the heart and you know that you are love and you have faith in your love and the voice, and you have faith in your communication and your ability to bring safety, abundance, creativity, power, love into your voice, and into then up through the crown where you express. That's what you radiate. I am the power to be, I am safe. I am safe to be abundant. I am all of these things that say to the world, the universe, the law of attraction, this is what I want back.
Mhm.
And this is what I'm giving.
Mhm.
And this is what I'm giving myself. And on mornings, sometimes I get up in the morning and something has happened. I've not protected myself well enough in the astral, and I come up and I get up and I sit on the edge of the bed until something comes through that reminds me that it's good. This is Leslie. This is my friend Leslie that's on there now.
Oh,
And here she is again. she gives me joy, and in the joy it's like one of the things I can do in the morning is sit and remember Leslie or you or our group, or I remember that isn't it wonderful that I'm going to wake up and get up and go pee in the toilet instead of in the bed like I did when I was 6 months old, or whatever silliness. but
I
but
love that.
I can't say it enough or evoke it enough, this feeling I have that uh, we are the emotional feeling expression of Source. Source will not stop us from feeling bad. Source will appreciate the contrast. Source will ask us to be grateful for the contrast. But the deep abiding essence of Source is this joy. This is what we are sprung from, is this love and this joy and this magic,
Mm.
this amazing magic that is the expression of Source. And with that, we are busting the cords that have bound us to this belief that we aren't that thing. I mean, it's really as simple as that. So express yourself, write it down, bring it through, connect, connect to Source through, the Galactic Federation, or through Mother Gaia, through the elements, or through your guidance or the angels, and express in whatever way makes it magical for you, makes it joyous for you.
Mm.
And that's what, little by little, as we're beginning to understand that, whether we do it through light language or I love you me or some other format, bringing that together allows us to express whatever that is. And in light language, you can get your mind out of the way. And in the art of light language, you can get your mind out of the way. And it learns little by little by little to stop being a critic and start being a supporter.
You know what? This was what was coming to me on the bathroom. It was the critic me. And it felt like, actually, it was in a flash. It felt like the whole world's critic of creativity and the fear of creation, the fear of creative expression. And I had this whole sense, it felt like not just me, but the world of don't let it be too big. It has to be controlled. There must be rules to be followed. This was in my mind. I was like, where is this coming from? And I knew this was obviously in preparation for our chat today, because perhaps some of us have this unconsciously because we don't fully even realize the depth of our creative expression, the access we have to that energy that is creation energy, essentially, and we're making it manifest in the 3D form. It was just, wow, we're here to deprogram that as well. And
Mhm.
ooh, I'm getting so much energy through me, Laurel. I'm getting chills, because part of this is that divide between the feminine and masculine. The masculine is creative as hell, and people don't recognize that, as well as the feminine.
Yeah.
And together, we need both. We need both, because that makes it manifest from purity of source, from purity of consciousness, from purity of heart, from purity of womb.
Mhm.
So this was what you were bringing to me, the bathroom pursuit. And I,
I love it. I love it. The notion that the feeling is the feminine, and the action, whether it be the words or the song or the movement or the writing, is the masculine.
yeah,
And what a wonderful place to balance that.
true. I'm going to tease you a little on this. I know for me, some of my creativeness has probably been feminine. I was actually questioning this, so maybe you can give me some clarity on it. I would go, I am a person of ideas. I have lots of ideas and visions, but I don't fully always bring them into fruition. And I'm like, that's my masculine, isn't it? It's not fully caught up with the feminine. I need to balance it more. So I just wondered, does anybody else have experience something like that? And have you ever experienced anything like that?
Oh, once or twice,
Right.
or a few thousand times.
It's
Less so now, but but there's something that just kind of wants to come through, in that, if just because we don't act in the physical
yeah, yeah.
doesn't mean we're not acting. So I want to stick that in
Oh,
eh,
interesting. Yeah.
one of the things I do many, many, many times during the day is to bring up the platinum violet flame and visualize it
Yeah.
encompassing the entire Earth grid. Now, that may appear to be very passive, but it's not. It's bringing that generative healing energy through my consciousness and going, oh, that needs it right now. That needs it for the moment. And I have a few moments to give it my attention. And the visualizing of it and the intending of it is also an action. It's not,
It's true.
you know.
You've you've
So,
you've brought the energy in some form.
uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
So the deliberateness of it is very masculine, I think. The feeling, the energy, the frequency is very feminine, and the focus, the intention, attention, focus is very masculine. And that's how it's feeling to me as I'm expressing it. I haven't really said these things out loud before, but
Yeah.
is that
That feels true. And
you
I
know,
feel like I
and
get that.
sometimes you need to take the masculine further and make it material, and material in that we, with our limited senses in this 3D, can see it, feel it, touch it in some fashion, experience it. Uh, but these days, what's coming to me is how many millions of people, even if it's in the very far off range of their senses, are feeling when we pray, when we create the violet flame, when we pray for peace or well wishes, or just bring in the light because you're sending somebody some light because you feel like they need it or they've asked for it. There's so many more people feeling it now. So that connection, it feels like that connection between the masculine and the feminine is healing. We may not see it out in the world or on the news or, wherever it's not being expressed clearly. But as a dear friend of mine says, if it comes up, it's because the system needs clearing. So what's coming up is in the Ukraine, or what the governments are doing, or you know what the healthcare industry are doing, the education, blah, blah, all of it. You could go through it but as it comes up, rather than pointing and judging, clearing and knowing it's being cleared and trusting that it's being cleared because it's come up for your attention. And so expressing, I just want to say for a moment to the Ukraine and to the people who are pointing fingers and going, look, that's bad. Ah, oh, see, and it love tum I kindle mujidirin. Adora, she kitram. So on the magas, do ji, arigado do. Abjera, oh, terrorishi. Do you got him good hope it I guess you during would it ha the during get it reason to so sure or was somebody under Otichi.
Beautiful.
Hmm. I have something that I do. I'm just going to throw out there that you all might want to think about. See if it piques your interest and something you might want to do. When I first started working with opening up the core of my energy and opening up to my coherence and resonance and connection with source energy, I visualized this column of light within me. It wasn't very big at the time. It's increased since then. And I assigned it a song, not sung with words, just a tune. And every time I went to that place and raised my energy into love, I hummed my song. And now, after a number of years of doing this, when I don't feel good, my song often comes in and hums me. And that's a light code. That's
It
light
is.
language.
It is.
And I started doing this long before I had a clear idea of what light language was. And it's it actually is from a song that was written around the turn of the last century that I heard once. I heard it once on a Saturday afternoon, black and white movie on the TV when I was a kid. And I kept it all of my life. I kept this little piece of this song. And when I started looking around for a song, a melody that was me, that's what came in. And I feel like, long ago when I was 8 years old, it came and said, you'll remember this when you need to. Because I never heard the song again.
Oh,
And I
wow.
went and actually looked it up. But it's just a little ditty. It's do 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 do. And you will have heard me do things on star tribes. Sometimes my presentations come out as singing that with light language. And you can use mine if anybody wants to. It's up for grabs. I don't own it. But it's such a wonderful thing, and I wanted to bring it in so that people would find their song, their soul song, because it'll carry you through so many things if you decide to just spend time with it. Just like the light language, because it is. Our soul is sending us codes.
It brings me back to something I saw maybe 2 years ago, and Marie actually shared it with me again, is the tribe in Namibia in Africa, where once a child, or even before a child is born, the mother goes to sit under a tree and she meditates the soul song of the child in codes. And then she brings it back to the tribe, she sings it, they become pregnant. Once it's born, it's continuously sung throughout the lifetime of the child. And everybody learns the song, and it soothes the soul of the child. Or when they become an adult, if they do something wrong in the tribe, it's sung back to them as a healing tool. Like what you're saying is essentially feels very linked to that. Have you heard of that before, that
Well, I have to
story?
tell you that that's what caused me. Mary had put, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I put that on Facebook, and I read it, and I went, oh, that's what my song is. I'll have to talk about it today.
I love
So
it.
thank you, Marianne.
It-
Because
yeah.
it is, it could be the thing that's wonderful about the musical aspect, or it could be a word, um, as opposed to, for me at least, as opposed to a glyph or something like that. The is that sorry, my partner just came in to get something. The uh, that it doesn't have to be in the material. It is a part of you.
Mm,
It's deep within. It's part of your roots as well as part of your crown. And as you sing it for yourself, or you see it, could be colors, could be I mean, a lot of people use pictures of little kitties and puppies, or of their very young children, to bring up, it expresses that kind of energy. I'm not quite that visual internally, so the sound is really important for me. and
mm.
and but it doesn't have to be that. Find your glyph, find your light language sentence. you
Yeah.
know Whatever it may be, but having that to rely on, like anything that you do repeatedly over and over and over again for years, it becomes a resource that you can go to. As I said, it often sings me now
Yeah.
when I most need it. Just like, I can be in the middle of a howling meltdown, crying my eyes out, and all of a sudden cry, 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 and it's this wonderful loving guidance that's coming through and going, it's it's okay to cry. It's okay, meltdown. It's okay. And we'll stay with you all the while you're doing this. And as we stay with you, we'll remind you that you can bring your energy back to a more calm and resonant and loving place that feels good. It's, yeah, light language is just so bloody magical. I tell you, it has changed my life.
I love that. It was so much fun when I just remember your energy being so playful, so fun when we were doing the light language and the painting, the drawing, the singing. It was incredible to see you shine and expand, and you're just pure joy when I see you in that spot, Laurel. So I just wanted to
That's
say
what I'm
thank you.
channeling. And
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you. Every time I have an opportunity to share with other humans, that's what comes through.
yeah,
Sometimes I laugh. I was telling you the last time we chatted that, sometimes I'm like, and and sometimes even at the beginning of these things, not lovely today, but sometimes I'd come into those light language classes and I was like, I don't feel like doing this. I am being a grump and I don't want to feel good. And I just don't want to feel good. Damn it. And
Yeah.
and I'd come on to get a light language classes and you would all be there and I'd go, well, damn it to hell. I'm just gonna have to feel good. And it would come and I would at the end of the class I would go, why didn't I want to do that? How absurd.
Mm.
But now that the light language comes through so evenly and delightfully for me, it, as I said, it can come in the middle of those. I really can be having a total meltdown and I'll get some wonderful voice, some unicorn going, nope, nope, time to play, silly, silly, silly Laurel, or some, wonderful Andromeda going, no, we really love you and it's okay. It's really okay. This is all about love. This is about love. And you don't have to worry it anymore. Go ahead and have a tantrum, sweetie. We're holding on. You know, and it's like, my parents are long passed over. And although they do come to visit sometimes, they don't have that energy that, Archangel Chamuel or a wonderful Arcturian or, the, oh, some fire elemental or dragon or unicorn that comes through and says, we'll just clear this off and remind you of who you are, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that's what the light language does in all of its aspects. I
Yeah.
don't, I would never want to be limited to any one of them. As much as I love drawing and painting and writing, there is probably at this point, no time that I do any of that that doesn't have singing or movement or speaking that comes with it, because
Exactly. Yeah.
it's all of the energies and it's all of my abilities, including that amazing Taurus that your heart puts out, and it goes through there and it goes out into the world and it makes your environment clearer and cleaner and happier.
Ooh, let's
I can't,
do that
I
now.
can't, yes.
Let's
Oh.
because I had that thing where some of us have fears around creativity and expressing it. And this is even your visions of a life, your visions of manifestation. This is your visions of creation, not just in art or speaking, singing, dancing, but in every aspect. Anywhere we're held back in creating our dream, our vision, our source birthright, because that's what we're here to do, reclaim it, right? And bring that light to earth so everybody ripples out and does the same. We're not following somebody else's creation, we're being our own and co-creating in it. Let's bring something in on that. Would you like to know? And the Thor has kind of sprung that in, because that energy clears and expands. It is love. And I can feel my throat even going right now saying that, like it wants to take everything that's not true away. Bring it back to light.
Oh, yes,
Bring it back to
yes,
earth.
yes.
How would that feel,
Oh, bring it
Laurel?
back to the unified field to be love again.
Oh, yes. And the unified hearts become one.
Yes,
Let that be so.
let that be so. So I'm connecting to somebody. Who is that? Somebody on the call or will be on the call.
Let's see.
Who's kind of just saying, I can't, not me. The little in them is saying, not me, I can't. So if we could just
Joe.
open our energetic arms, each and every one of us, including whoever that is, to be the divine parent, to bring through the mother and the father and their highest love and joy and delight in your being, and just focus, shine that energy on that little who's going, I can't do that. It's not safe. They'll tell me I'm wrong. They'll
Mm.
take my crayons away from me. I can't. They won't like it. I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. I can't do it. Just feel that little
Mm.
and shine your love onto that little within you and each other, whoever ends up being in this circle now and moving forward, and just feel that light just dissipating. It's just dissipating back out. Kiss. Oh, feel the light filling you, filling you, filling you. Ah, expand it. Dear, whom dear, just swirling light and love and sound and energy and joy. Hindi either of us. Dino good and tree. We love you. We love you. You are our joy. You are our heroes. We are so grateful to have thee. To dance and sing and draw and play and be. Oh, we love it when you do that. Oh, give God, indeed, baby, I did that. You good at that. In the Let yourself be loved. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself be loved. And now let yourself be loving and let it spread out into all of your physical body, energetic bodies, subtle bodies, out through etheric, emotion, mental, astral, causal, out into the spirit, and feel the energy that resonates out there in the divine coming back into you from every direction and filling you back up, and you send it out and it comes back in. You breathe the joy and you breathe it in and out and share. We are the light. We are God, Source, Great Spirit, Creator. We are co-creating this experience, and we are the power and the grace and the nost and the delight and the joy. Say those words to yourself. Feel them swirling around you, all the vibrations, all the frequencies swirling. Feel your energy centers going, oh, God, is that, it's orgasmic. It's wonderful. Feel it deep down in your toes, high above your crown, coming out from the causal and surrounding you to the earth star, the soul star and the earth star, making this magnificent egg within which you dwell, and it's filled with light. Whatever light is best for you that shines you right now. Feel yourself expressed and expressing. Feel the co-creation that's coming through. Feel Mother Mary. Feel the Christed One. Feel who we were intended to be, the Christed ones. Feel that love, that energy coming through from the very center of Source, the delight Source feels in us, the joy at our experience, the appreciation and gratitude that is being expressed toward us. Feel it, accept it. We are the heroes. Yes, this is hard work, but we're doing it, and we're doing it with so much success that it is in a future now accomplished, not so very distant future accomplished. Feel that accomplishment, that your willingness to express through whatever media feels right, however many media feel right. whether it be feeling or drawing or looking or sensing or sharing, speaking, dancing, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The expression is what matters. And you are this magnificent expression of the light that is creation. And in this very, very moment, own it. Say yes, yes, yes. I am the light. I am the love. I am the joy. I am the experience of creator co-creating.
I am the experience of the Creator co-creating. I am all that I am. I love that. Edo kadina koshoala. Eno rokora de so. Ram. Raham. Raham. I am safe to create all that I am. Ro. Go. Ro. Bo. Wahayariyaruanyarao, Mohayanarinyararo, Mohayanarinyararo, Edogodari.
And so it is. Yanamagodori shititi mugu diri shitidra shit ungerede. You're perfect. Everything you express is perfect. Shir ingor omgea. Situr shia vado gorori. Sha. Shamotoro koshoto. Doriumga. Hari ustudududu. I am you. I am you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am you. Sotuturunga jish do inda.
How free does your divine being feel now?
Pretty free.
I'm gazing into the blue yoni space here. It just happens that the slide is stopped there with the sisters in a circle.
Yeah.
Sisters, brothers in a circle, and feels like we're looking into the depth of the yoni creation space right now.
It is the portal from which we come and which we
Right?
return. Yeah.
And those of you watching, I would say gaze at the eyes, get soft, and move into it now. Let yourself go through that, into the light language that Laurel has brought through, and discover the true nature of all that you be. Laurel, bring them in just now for a few moments.
Tirirum dorigno saromi orasdo
que horonde indo, o sotira hongo, oramos ilindu. Ake bonora, si turo molasto, indiri underam fiharu adoro, asori morera, asori morera. Diharu musira, kahando mergi, aro tarongi, asudi undora.
There's a divinity, energy that is divine all, the divine mother, the divine father, the divine daughter, son, that is expressing. I don't even have words for what this energy is, but I'm being asked to invite you, all of you, and I'm seeing circles and circles of being around the earth, covering the earth. I'm inviting all of you to be in love, to be in love, to remember what it's like to be in love and allow us to come through that portal in your heart and to remember you, not to remind you, to remember you, that you are in love. You are created in love. You are created in joy. You are created in wholeness, oneness, unity. We only came in here to express contrasts so we could play. What is this light? What is black light? What is white light? What is green light? What is red light? What is dark light? What is light light? Remember, this is a playground. And sometimes we have fallen down and skinned our knees. What's that like? And sometimes we've fallen madly in love. What is that like? All of this is generated in love and joy and play. Open your hearts and allow your hearts to open your minds and allow your minds and your hearts to come together and open all that is material, all that is material, and spread it out and spread it out. I was guided by these beings yesterday to draw a picture of this grid, and right in the middle of it, where the strands were fully broken, was this huge circle of golden, white, blue, yellow, red, green, lilac, pink, orange light bursting forth, bursting the grid, bursting it open. And that's who we are because we are remembering to be in love. We're remembering that love and that joy is stronger than anything, anything.
Atorvusi indori, adorasorie, doromos tirendo, ariste cari, aram vis amorum.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from our hearts, from our divine hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurel.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
I definitely felt a shift there. I had tears come in my eyes. Oh, like a deeper remembrance. Oh, if anybody has a question, let us know if you have a question. How that felt. Did you resonate with what came through, Laurel? How that was expressed, and would you like to express that same way? Not exactly the same, but play in that. If it's something you'd like to learn more about, come join us. This is what we do. This is how we co-create. We're starting Monday 14th, and Laurel's going to be joining us on the 23rd, and we have Naomi, we have the beautiful Paula, and Sahara Celestial. And it's a big co-creation, along with all the other ladies that will join us for practice sessions. And it's a community. So we invite you. Here's some lovely work by Judith. I see you're on the call. And Judith,
This is gorgeous.
isn't
I
it?
could stare at that for a long time and
It's
just
it's like the Monet you spoke about earlier.
yeah, exactly. And it's like I look at that and I go, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Me too. I want to
Judith,
play.
yeah. And play in the fields.
Yeah.
The fields of flowers. Judith Somerville, anybody check out her work? She's a powerful, powerful light language channeler. She's an artist, a healer. I could go on, a real beautiful being that taps into these energies and frequencies as well. And Judith, I enjoyed every bit of co-creation Judith with us on light language level 1 as well. But this, I wanted to show this. I could feel, for me, new beginnings. I feel on this for me, and deep love and play and joy and the wonder of creation. Thank you, Judith. Hope you don't mind me using it. We're coming to the end of our time together. Let me check what the time is. Yeah. And I will see, has anybody any questions for you, Laurel? And Christy is here. Eve, she loves that. And Bernadette, that was beautiful, she said. Thank you both. Katrina said, very calming, like the inner knowing. And Judith said she took an urge to paint that painting we did. So thank you for following your urge. That's following through. You followed through.
Oh, a new day of play.
And Linda says her heart is open and overflowing with love and joy. Liz is saying thank you. It's touched her heart and soul. You are so welcome, my darlings. Thank you for co-creating. Your energies help facilitate what comes through.
Yes.
And I'm going to share a little here, but this morning, I'm going to get emotional saying this now because Laura's opened my heart so much as well. So we brought through Venus codes last night, and we brought through Hathor codes last night with Mairead, and there was so much more. And this morning, obviously, I'm integrating still, and I think Mairead was as well. You shared something with me this morning. Mine happened right after. I haven't told you about it yet, but Amma was the name of the being coming in, and Amma being also a version of Divine Mother. And she shook me. So I'm still integrating the messages she came into me with, and a bit of a clear pathway, asking and inviting us to listen. And she's looking for co-creation with us all, and us co-creating with each other, because there's a divine plan. She kept talking about the divine plan, and that the template is already there. Oh. And she showed it to me. And part of this divine plan is all of us, all of you watching, because you're co-creating in the moment of watching. Whether you ever watch again, it does not matter. You're part of this in the now. And all of the ladies in Star Tribe and the gents that are going to be joining and the children that will be joining soon, that we are all here. This is part of our purpose, to bring our love and be the light and to move through the shadow. And one of the things she mentioned was envision every child right now covered, blanketed in love and peace. Pray for peace. It wasn't about pray the war stops, it was pray for peace. And envision every man, woman, and child surrounded in the energy, the love of peace. And she gave a lot more information than that, but just for this transmission, that's what I'm going to share, because by just saying it out loud, you'll feel her around you, and she's hugging. She's also super powerful and super nurturing at the same time. Without creativity, there is no expansion. Without creativity, we cannot grow. We have 70,000 thoughts a day. Follow the ones that are creative to the soul and the heart. Watia kuande nadaka ohasai tikau. Thank you, my loves. And that's it, Laurel.
Oh, God, that was beautiful, Mary. I can feel it.
Oh, my eyes are...
Yeah, just... Thank you.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to bawl.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amma. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so very much for bringing your beautiful energies to us today, and so we can dance in this circle together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am filled.
I'm filled.
I am filled.
We are here to co-create as teachers, as engineers, as leaders, as carers. Like, all of us have a part in this, and we lead each other towards the way. And part of my vision is, why am I doing these light language workshops and bringing all these women on every week to talk? I'm bringing it on because I want their light to be seen. Their light is part of the way. And I see us as a big school eventually. And I say school, but it's a community that teaches, a community that shares, a community that grows and loves each other. And I want to thank Laurel for being with me tonight, being part of that.
Oh, thank you. I had a great time. It was so much fun.
It was so fun. We could talk forever. And here we are.
Yeah. We have.
The end of this presentation and transmission. Thank you, loves.